Hello everyone, Alex Hackney here, and this is the final product for the book cover that we needed to create for Chapter 2. To start, my starting point was actually here in this graphic design artist image that I brought in from the internet, and since we're going to be making it a print quality as it's going to be a book cover, I first went into the image size and unchecked this resample button, hit the resolution to 300, which that, as we learned, was the pixel density for the print quality. And I accepted those changes, then came back into image size, rechecked sample, and then changed my width to the 8.125, which I had actually measured off of our Photoshop book that we were using. So hopefully that's about the same size as the Against the Clock. I accepted those changes and I went to the filter and sharpen and unsharp mask to bring out some of those details that we had lost with that change. I left the amount at the 100 and kept the radius at 2.0, and then this change, the threshold was 6 levels. And when I made those changes, it looked nice, I thought, so I left it at that. And then my next change I wanted to make was to the canvas size to get the height where it needed to be. So I went to image, canvas size, chose this top anchor like we had done in the book, and then changed this height here to the 10.75, which I, again, also measured off of our a textbook we're using for this class. My next thing I wanted to do for the project was to single out this woman here and her drawing pad and the monitor. And in hindsight, if I knew how much of a nightmare this was going to be, I probably would have chose a different image. But to accomplish this, I actually ended up using the freeform pen here, which was under this pen thing here, and did the magnet and actually made an outline around the monitor and back over here to her wrist and then back over and around to a starting point, and that created my first path and closed that out. And then for the next path, I actually ended up using just the regular pen tool and did like a combination up here, well, the new shape, and very tediously went around each of these and some of the bigger strands of hair to the point where it looked semi-natural once it was cut out. Some of the wispies obviously had to go, but it worked for where my skill set was now. As I was completing these paths I was making with these pen tools, they were creating little layers here in this path folder. So I had those selected and ended up merging those components together, and then created a vector math using the current path, which was able to give me this pop out here that I used for the final cover. So I was at this point here that I was decided to make my vector shape layer here, and I actually used the same rounded rectangle steps that we used in the book just to get some extra practice. So I took that tool and clicked and drug out a rectangle, and then in the property here I used the scrubby sliders to get me my width and height and my y-axis where I wanted it at. And then once I had that in place, I used the path operations selection up here and subtracted the front shape, which then allowed this cutout I had made from the previous steps to show through. I had to do a little bit more adjusting of the image with the scrubby sliders to get about what I wanted shown, and this is what ended up deciding on. And I thought it was time to add some more shapes here, and I wanted to do like the windows that we had done in the project for our book. So I made my first rectangle, and I actually did a regular rectangle this time, and drug it out up here in the corner starting here, and selected a no fill and then placed it there. And then to make my other rectangle, I just did a alt right click and drug that same size rectangle here. And then I made another rectangle here, but wanted it up and down just to give the image a little bit different look. And then as I was creating these rectangles, they're each coming over here in the layers, and I renamed each one of them based on the location so I wouldn't get confused, because rectangle 1 and 2 and 3. I didn't know really for sure which one would be which, so I did that there. And then it was time. I had the idea that I wanted a couple, three different pictures in each of the windows, just to give some, different looks at all the different styles of art and design that you could get through Photoshop and graphic design. To do that, I went to the file and place embedded and brought in each of these photos, these two from the internet, and this one I actually took on a little local safari that my wife took me on. And I moved each of the photos into about the place where I wanted them to be, and then needed to use each of the shapes to create a clipping mask. And that was done by picking each window, right-clicking it, and then creating the clipping mask. And that gave that bordered look to them. To get them to the pictures to actually fit in those windows, I had to select each of the pictures and do a Control T to free transform them to fit into the area that I had them in. But it worked out pretty well. Then I wanted to give a style to the whole page and this background here. And to do that, I went to Windows, Styles, and that brought this little window up over here. And there's a drop down here in the corner you might not be able to see because my screencast is cutting it off. But picked that and went to the DP Styles and did the red goo because I just liked the way it looked. And then now, since I'm kind of running a little long, I decided to do some layer styles for each of these two layers here. And I did that by selecting the actual window and then doing a layer style, and did a bevel emboss on this one and did another style here. And when you do those, you've got some windows that pop up to give you some more control over what style you're wanting to do. And just settled on those just to display all the different things that you can do with this program and just get a good idea of what you could be working on possibly in graphic. And then instead of leaving the cheetah as just an actual photo of the cheetah, I did a filter effect on this guy, and I selected his picture and did the filters and the filter gallery here, and that brings up all this new window. And just messing around over here in the brush strokes and stuff, I ended up coming up to what I had decided on, which was the crosshatch. And the last two big things I needed to do was, one, to get the title in here, and two, this gradient back here was transparent, and I hadn't set anything to that just yet. So first, to deal with this, I ended up creating a new layer here and naming it the background, and drug that to the very bottom to give me control. Since all the layers were on top of it, I wanted just this section to be changed. And so with that layer selected, I came over here to the tools bar here, and let's see here. Right here, it's usually kind of sits under the paint bucket tool by default, but when you right click that, there's a gradient tool. I selected that guy, and then up here I came and just messed around in these settings here, and ended up going with the photographic toning and the blue one. And once you do that, you have a tool here that you can draw a line this way, and it gives you that gradient that you wanted for the actual color scheme. And then lastly, for the title, I did a file open and went to the folder where this was housed. And as you can see on my final project here, I didn't have any room to put it horizontal like that, so I decided to just flip it, and I did this by image rotation, and then a 90 clockwise, which rotated it that way, and I just set it in there. My hopes for this cover was just to show you all the different styles and tools that are just available to you in graphic design. And in the book, it said that use the city to kind of show where graphic design artists had worked, but I wanted to focus more on an individual, and that's why I ended up choosing the woman here working on her drawing pad. And then if you wanted to iterate on this, you could always change out these windows to different pictures, different styles, even changing the styles window back here. So like, for example, dragging here to the bottom, I actually found that turning that bottom left window off looks pretty nice too. And honestly, I'd probably turn this in if it was my final project because I like the way it looked. But just to demonstrate that window style, I left it here. So there's my project. Sorry it ran pretty long. I went through as fast as I could, but hope you enjoy.